Alright guys, and welcome back to What the Fuck Wednesday. It's been a little while, but our post-Labor Day has given us an opportunity to catch up and finish much of the things that we had to do. Pardon me while I adjust the mic. So anyway guys, it's been a while. Welcome back to What the Fuck Wednesdays, and today we have Astral Chain. Not Astral Chains as I keep saying, but this rather swanky intro here. What I've done here is I've cut up some of the footage, as you just saw a little cut there, and we'll be moving through a little bit of the game. I'm for a few hours in the game, maybe 3 or something like that. But really enjoying it. The Switch, man, for September, it is killing it. I like this part here. Look at that. Nice little seamless blend between gameplay and cinematics there. Very cool. But I figured I'd start us off here because the intro was so good. But actually, the part I'm going to show you here is going to be the case 3 or 4 that I'm on right now, where you go to this kind of open world area. I think this area might have been in the trailer or the demo, although I didn't play either, and it's been quite a while since I've seen the trailer. But it looks really awesome, so I figured, you know, recording, and I actually just played this on Labor Day itself, and so I'm recording the same day. Anyway, fellas, anyway, I just wanted to go around here and show you off a little bit of the game. Astral Chain. Not chains, but anyway, so the game, it's a really smooth looking game. This guy,
hello,
Carlos.
I am with the Harmony Square Precinct, and my name is
Juan Carlos.
It doesn't matter. There's no time for such formalities. I am tailing a man who I assure you
Neither choice made any difference.
Anti-union activity, even as we speak. I followed him here, but I seem to have lost sight of him.
Oh my gosh. Well, keep trying.
Oh, what luck. Together, we'll find him in no time. The man I am following is wearing an orange jacket.
As you can probably tell, this guy's a serial overactor.
I'm sure of it.
I'm sure of it.
He was on foot, and what's more, I saw him fall and hurt his leg. He cannot have gone far.
For true justice.
I'll continue looking over there, if you'll be so kind as to search this area for a man with that description.
Yeah, so that guy with that particular style of voice, you can say it's kind of like part of the game. Has like a little bit of a comedic edge going on. There's like this scene in there with like a big dog that you're called Lappy. That's in the police HQ. But anyway, so the game has like a combination of some comedy going on. Tries to be serious. It's very anime, very anime. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, you know, it is what it is. So anyway, for the gameplay rhythm, you kind of have like 2 sections to the game, or really 3, I guess. You've kind of got this whole mode where you're in this investigation phase. So you go to an area, you investigate. You have little side quests like this one, for example, that you can do. Fearful, man. Oh, this must be it. Maybe the black hat was really black hair?
No, I'm afraid I'm a bit engaged at the moment, so...
I think you are, man.
Wanted? I'm not a criminal, I swear. It was just an impulse. Just a one-time thing.
The game gives you another chance here.
That's it, I'm ruined. Wait, anti-union activity? You mean terrorism? I think you might be.
But anyway, so the game has these 2 modes or phases. It has, or 3 really. It's got, yeah, this guy's just carrying out an affair. Doesn't have the black hat, as we see here. Even though he's crouching. He's not our man. But you have the police HQ, which is kind of like your home base, where you get to do all your stuff, and then you've got after your police HQ. You've got these city areas here where you can kind of get a combination blend of action. You can have like action where you're doing fighting and combat, platforming, etc., or you can be kind of running around doing these side quests, talking to people, taking in the sights, all the little stuff, engaging in some of the comedy. Suspicious man.
What are you looking at?
Look at you wanted. Oh, I added that police hat to the character as well, so normally you'd be able to see his regular eyes. There's like a very limited character customization that you can do. But you know, you can do a little bit. You don't have to play as a guy, you can play as a girl. And I suppose that changes the story in a slight way, at least.
Come along quietly,
Or else.
Yeah.
But in any way, so yeah, I just figured show off this for the successful return of What the Fuck Wednesdays. Pretty slick. Pretty slick on the graphics, actually. I'm very impressed for what the Switch can do. I mean, I know the Switch doesn't have anywhere near the power of, you know, basically it's just a Wii U that's portable. But, you know, the game, it looks good. Looks really good. I'm not sure how well that's coming through on the YouTube side. I'm not saying it's photorealistic. It's definitely got its own style, but you know, the backgrounds and everything else is very detailed. I believe the guy or the director is like a Kamiya or something like that. But I think he also worked on Beautiful Joe, Devil May Cry, and probably most notably in relationship to this game, Bayonetta. So the gameplay, combat, and everything else is kind of a reflection of that. So it's a very flashy game. I mean, if you've seen, like, I didn't play Bayonetta, but I mean, just from looking at a you know, picture, you can see it's like she's got wings with guns and like guns in her heels and everything like that. So it's definitely an over-the-top type deal, and this game is very similar.
Could this be they? It is settled.
It is settled in.
I must unravel this mystery. I fear I now go down a path you cannot follow, my friend. Go with my thanks. Perhaps one day I can return the favor. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a they to expose.
Yeah, I mean, I think this game's been accused from, at least one guy I listened to, he was mentioning that the game really doesn't have any soul or character, or really like the main character is soulless and whatnot, which, you know, I can agree to an extent. I mean, I think it's, well, you got some bad guy walking around here, you can help him out. Take away the corruption, quote unquote. They didn't really give the full details on what's going on. You kind of been dropped off in the middle of the world and sort of left to figure out the hows and the whats and whatnot, which is fine. I don't mind that storytelling approach. They don't have to explain every single thing in detail. It's nice to just sort of fill in some of the gaps yourself.
We've got an emergency on our hands.
Uh-huh.
We just received an anonymous tip saying there's a bomb hidden somewhere in Harmony Square.
Just received the tip.
They didn't say where the bomb was, just that it's armed and ready to explode.
You've be running around like an idiot. How do I get in?
We've worked out the general area where the bomb's most likely to be.
Iris,
I'll send it to your map, so get hunting.
Iris, shut down. Iris, startup.
How? Where? But how? I mean, how could I get into this green area here? Man. You have to forgive the denseness. It's like, what? Oh, there we go. There we go. I feel like he could have squeezed in there even if he was running upright. The crouching in this game's a little bit weird. I don't know if it's because of the Switch controller and its limited button layout, but the controls themselves are they're a little I don't know how to describe it. I'm not gonna say the controls are bad. They're responsive enough, but it almost feels like the layout is, maybe it would have benefited from a controller that just had a few more buttons to assign to it. I mean, I really like the Switch, so I'm not dumping on it, but it just feels like the crouch is pushing L3 basically. You can say like push the analog stick in, but that's also the trigger for the run. I mean, now it's good enough, you know. It's rare that you're ever gonna, because in order to do the crouch, you have to be standing like very still, and then that thing right there, that yank is a problem. I was just telling my brother about that. But that whole yank system where that's like a major feature of platforming in this game. That is just a little too imprecise to, but it's all good. You know, very minor complaints.
First off, relax. If it goes
yes, Ted, our bomb guy.
You want to talk to. Now, let's see what we're working with. Yeah, I'd say that's more than enough to bring down the nearest
I got the
3,
Legion
maybe
kind of in the
4
way.
buildings.
I was like the bomb's supposed to be in this
An
glass
antenna.
case here.
Let me check something. Take a look around with your iris, would you?
Iris startup.
Let me just miss this guy. Oh, there we go. You can kind of see it a little bit.
I knew
There
it.
we go.
Iris shut down.
They kind of lock you in place there.
Oh, clever, clever. I haven't seen a bomb this tricky in a while. This should be interesting. Those signals getting beamed into the bomb itself, they work like a password to defuse it. Disrupt those signals in the correct order, the timer stops, and you save the day.
Ah, yes, it's one of the
But get the order
many
wrong,
abilities of the
and
Sword Legion, or Sword Stand, for those of you familiar with the
we're
old
running low on
JoJo.
time. I guess we better get started.
He can disrupt like
listen closely.
both digital
I'll tell
and
you the
otherworldly
order to cut off the
signals
signals.
that are traveling
It's up to
through
you and
with
the
like a
Legion to do the
quick
cutting.
sword slash. You're not really that
that?
unusual to start platinum with. It's
It's
like
go
this
time.
this thing is like lightning fast speed.
I need you to cut off the signal coming from the red apparatus.
Okay, red apparatus. Okay, no problem. There we go. That's red.
No, no, no!
Wait, I don't see any signs of explosion around the bomb's location.
Oh, come on, it was just a prank.
I don't know. I
Oh, what a
thought
waste
that
of
I
time.
hit the red one,
I mean,
but
it's good
maybe
that
I
there
really
wasn't
messed up. I don't know.
Danger, of course.
The game just took mercy on me.
Nice work. The bomb squad are on their way to clear the area, just in case. You're all done.
Bomb squad, what a
Alright,
job.
Get back to your investigation.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that job? The pressure. Maybe like, yeah, we're sending you guys in. There's probably some bad stuff going on. Ah, yes. Here's another, call these like red cases. I don't know what the difference between red and blue cases are. I think red cases advance the story, but not necessarily. Like, this lady is basically telling us about a haunted dumpster near her spot. And, you know, we've got a little area on the radar, but this doesn't actually have anything to do with the main quests. But they have red cases and blue cases. I guess blue cases are more maybe non-combat related, and red cases mean you're going to be doing some fighting. Maybe? I guess. That's probably it. It's not necessarily main story, side quests, not broken out like that. The Astral Gate. That's pretty cool. I wasn't expecting this at all when I was playing. I was like, oh, okay. Just straight up into the astral plane. So this is like a small version of the astral world where you have like some of these phantoms. I think they call them chimeras that you are having to deal with and whatnot. I won't go through the whole like story and lore and whatnot because there's a fair bit. But yeah, this is like one of the alternate reality areas that you fight in, or alternate dimension. And as you see here, as I'm doing the combat, these are pretty easy enemies. These are actually meant to support another type of enemy. But if you hit that A button right when you're getting ready to finish somebody off, oh, you know what? Interrupted my own story. Oh, here, so much happening at the screen at the same time. Where do I start? So those things are supposed to support, you know, with that link that you just saw me slash through with the Sword Legion, other enemies, and they basically make him invulnerable. And like, actually, the first time I fought him, I was really confused. I was like, how do I beat this guy? But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, the link, you can sword separate. So anyway, you can wrap the chain, like you can maneuver the monster and wrap the chain around him, and then that'll like lock him in place. And then you have like this moveset here where you have like a dodge and that kind of deal. And kind of like most of these Kamiya games, Devil May Cry, Beautiful Joe, it's like a stylistic combat, right? Where you're going around, and the better you are, the more cool your character looks doing it. Like, that wasn't particularly great, but I think it did it fast enough. It gives you a little score. I'm also playing on the PT standard mode, which I think is like normal mode, basically. Because because the other one is like casual, and there's like one that's like stress relief or something like that beneath that. So anyway, I'm glad I'm playing on this slightly harder difficulty, because it definitely is not. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm like a great game player. I'm like maybe an above average player, you know, in the best of times. So, well, I'm a decent player, but it would definitely be too easy if it was any easier than this. So this is just enough challenge to really keep it engaging. Everything's done with such style. Get that camera footage. Gotta use the Legion for that. It's like, can't you just give me access to the footage? Nope, you gotta send your guy up there. He's gonna literally grab the data out of the camera and bring it to you. Yes, our trash can. Our can pickup. One of the most critical parts of being an officer. But you got like this Batman mode type deal on, which is kind of nice. It changes the eye color of your guy too when you're in this like iris mode. You can see like a little glow on it. If you're paying attention right there, you can see the glow. And then when I get out of it, if I zoom in again, you see his eyes going to go back to normal. This is like detective mode in Batman. Now that you've done that little like story bit there, now you can go around and like show people the evidence and kind of proceed on with the case, and you got these notes and such etc like that. So you know, it's a little bit of detective solving and that kind of deal, which is nice. It's makes the game. It definitely is a nice touches and details, because they could, you know, if they were more lazy with it, they could have just been like, oh, okay, you go through the game, you know, maybe talk to person A, B, C. It's just like into a fetch quest, but they really avoided that here, which is appreciated. And whenever you're gathering information, it's not always as simple as just going and talking to somebody. In fact, more often than not, it's oh, this part here, I like this. All these, I have like a ton of these cans on this strand. Yeah, throw them away. Look at all this. Get a little there's like a little reward system for doing different stuff throughout the game. I always forget to check it, but you get like stuff for it. Suit colors, Legion colors, supplies out in the field, all kind of stuff, all kind of good stuff. Get those cans. I like that snatch too. It's like, huh, right to his hand. Now look at this. Look at this lady's ice cream cone. Doesn't that look just... Yeah. Now that makes you want to go get an ice cream. Look at that bad boy. Rastunner's ice cream. I like how the guy takes notes too. Like, that's going to be related to the case. No, he's going down to get him one. I actually did do that. I don't think I show it here. But you get like this huge avalanche one that's like 6 or 8 scoops high. Oh, here's another example of the combat in the main area over here. But this time we're just fighting some regular dudes, which is kind of interesting. Like I was saying before, if you wrap the chain around people, it'll stop them in place. It works for people as well, chimeras or aberrations or whatever. Like a combination of like sci-fi and spirit detective. You know, a little bit of Yu Yu Hakusho and a little bit of like cyberpunk in this game. Not altogether bad. It's a good combo. They pull it off fairly well, but in a very anime style. This fight's going awful. But I like how you just pull out the... Oh, shoot, I should have mentioned earlier. The weapon that I fight with, it's like a transformable gun, baton, and then big heavy sword. Usually I use it in the baton mode because it's like quick strikes, but you can put it in the gun, which doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but ranged attack, and then you can do the big sword. But I just found it hilarious that you got these street thugs who want to take me on. They've got melee weapons, and I'm just like, yeah, I had enough. Just pull out the gun. Nobody knows why I took a fofo and loaded on the whole front row. Buck, buck, buck.
Come in. We have visual confirmation of the suspect at the central square intersection.
This is who we're looking
Jenna
for.
Anderson, hold her right there. You're under arrest for the attack on the ARI. You heard that, right? They found Jenna. Get over there. Hurry.
Now, if you look carefully at the radar here in the corner, there's like a red square here. Now, I missed this. I realized it afterwards. But there's like an opportunity to do like another like side quest there. But I was like immersed in the game, so I was like, let me go. Woo! Good thing I stopped at the crosswalk.
saw that too, didn't you? Hang on. I'm running this by the commander.
Well, run it by him then.
How'd she do that?
I don't know, but you were supposed to have the gun on her. I mean, you really, you let us down. You let team down, Avery. That's alright. Let me just pick up some of this trash and then we'll be on our way. Now, as I realized, you can't go back. These, like, invisible walls, they don't always appear, but sometimes they do. And actually, the crosswalk, if you try and enter it when it's not green to go, under normal circumstances, not right there, but it'll actually stop you. Once again, wrestling with the controls here. Not bad controls, just interesting controls. Here we go. Into the virtual reality troopers VR. Ridiculous. Let's look at this infrared world.
Do you read me? Come on, I just told you not to do that. But since you already dove in, you may as well try to find Jenna. I can't get a hold of her signal. Stay on alert. This might be a trap.
Definitely not the, it's alright. Like, that voice acting right there is actually pretty good. Like, I just told you not to do that. But, a lot of it is, especially at the beginning, is, I don't know, very, it's okay. It's just okay. It's kind of stretching the bounds of okay. Same with their overall story so far. It's not the highlight of the game. But, you know, it's not really that kind of game either. I wish it was a little bit better, but, you know, it's not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. Enough for you to be interested and engaged in it, that's for sure. If you want to be. I mean, but if you want to find flaws, there are flaws to find. Doing that finish off thing is definitely good, and even though it kind of like looks like you can just automatically get it, if you're spamming the R button or the attack button, you will definitely miss that opportunity. He's flying. Halo. If you hit the iris in combat, which I forgot to do most of this run through, but anyway, if you hit it in there, and that'll give you like the health and whatnot, and then if you close it off, you'll still get the amount of health they have left. So these guys, pretty soft, pretty spongy. The whole deal really is just get them down to actually fight them. I got different Legion on right now. Arrow, I have 2 of them at this point. The Arrow is the ranged option, ranged fighter. Oh, I kind of forgot to mention, there's like this meter right by my guy, 157 out of 110. You see that there? That's how long the actual helper, the Legion, the stand can stay out. You can extend the length by executing off combos well and all that kind of stuff, but like the more damage it takes and etc, the faster it'll wear down. But it really hasn't been a problem for most of the game, I would say. Oh, also, if you do that A thing, it refills your health, which is nice. Very nice. Oh, this little thing's kind of a bit of a bastard, if I remember right. And when you see that blue there, you gotta hit the Chimera summon button, and it'll kind of give you a special attack. So, I mean, the action is good. It really keeps you engaged, thinking. You can kind of cancel out of most of your moves with the dodge. So it's a little bit Arkham Knight in that way. But the same recovery. It's kind of got that same like Twitch button reaction type deal. You just have to keep track of the combat and try not to spam too much, and away you go, pretty much. This is definitely an anti-spam game. The more you're spamming, the worse off you are. but it's so hard sometimes to keep track of what's going on. I mean, so first you got to keep track of yourself, the weapon that you have equipped, because I had the heavy sword on trying to fight these flyers. Not easy. Can't get the chain around them because they're no longer on the ground. So you definitely want your gun equipped. Then you got to keep track of your legion, because the range was the only one that can hit it from this distance. Then the enemies and yourself. It's quite a little bit, but it definitely makes the combat extremely engaging. Oh, you can see it now. I can't summon the Legion. I've ran out. Well, I mentioned it a little bit late there, but I had messed up the timing on it, so I was fighting alone there for a minute. I mean, your guy's still pretty tough on his own. But these flying fights, kind of like in God of War and some other ones, these enemies are all about avoidance and patience. All they do is blink away at you, wear you down. But yeah, man, or yeah, guys, rather, sorry. Definitely there will be a point at which I am going to be back, and I think I'm going to put this one on the playthrough docket after I get done playing it myself. I don't know if it would be better to do a blind run or not, but I'm already kind of like into it, so we'll just do it. But that'll come after Psychonauts, and we got another game planned after that, and Phoenix Wright, which are all on the way back. Don't worry, September's return to the GP.
You better come on back.
So we indeed will be back. All this little stuff here, this red cleanup is like, I don't know, they call it like corruption? Red matter in this game? But either way, it's just gets you a little bit of extra points and whatnot for cleaning it up. Just notice I missed a little spot right there. Out of the VR. It's not VR, it's supposed to be another dimension, but anyway. It's crashing through these blocks.
Calling all officers at Harmony Square. Regroup at the designated area. Repeat, all officers regroup at the designated area. I'm sending you coordinates now.
Yeah. So, anyway, guys, that's kind of a little bit of preview cut together from stuff I did on Labor Day in Astral Chains. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I definitely have been, and I'm looking forward to meeting with you all again and starting the videos back up. Got a lot of progress done on the personal life and work life in the last bit of August there, which I'll go into probably more detail on in different videos and whatnot. But anyway, it is good to be back, good to be recording, and we will see you next time. See you guys.
We know we're dealing with Jenna Anderson, but we don't know where she went. Let's see if we can figure it out.